Welcome back, everybody. We have a new list here, Sregophon. It's a mashup list between Dregophon and Sorophon. I know, lots of fawns. It's going to happen. It's just an easy way to express what the deck is trying to do without me having to always click into deck lists and everything. But let's get started. We have the 2 Cloud Shredder, which is what you normally see in the original list. We have the 4 Dredgescapes, which you see from the Dredgescape list. Harmonic Pretty stock, Hive Lord, stock Legions, 4 First Sliver stock, and of course our big proud boy here, Morophon. We need it from both the lists, so obviously 4 of. 4 and Sora and Impervious Bloodlord. This was not in the Dregophon list, which this will also give us a consistent turn 3 kill instead of always relying on the turn 4 kill with no interaction. At least Soren can be interaction if we really need it to be. Very unlikely, but it is there. But it's mostly there for the whole turn 3 get them by also having Dredgescape as a backup. I mean, that's what this deck's trying to do. We'll get back down to the 4 Summoners Pact, obviously for our cascading, chaining shenanigans. Cathartic Reunion, I love this card. One, it works with the Dredgescape plan of discarding at least a Morophon and then using Dredgescape to bring it back from the graveyard on your turn. But what is also really nice about this card is that because the additional cost is discard 2 cards, this helps us get through control. They can counter this, and yeah, I might not have that much in my hand, but they can't stop the fact that I just put the 2 most important cards in the graveyard, for the most part. At least Morophon, right? It's what we want. Getting to Eladamri's Call, normal, search for every creature you ever want. The Mana Morphos that I put in this list, what this is to do is, what Storm tries to do. We're going to get free mana and a draw card. Now, this free mana, you can use it to cast your Cathartic Reunions, your Eladamri's Call, maybe even your Nameless Inversions, since they'll only cost 1, because they also are reduced by Morophon's ability. You can also get your extra Dredgescapes out, your Harmonic out of your hands, and which is, more cascades for us. Getting to the Nameless Inversion that I just said, this is our little bit of removal because I'm just going to say Asmo for the big long name creature that I can't pronounce, is a very potent creature against us. It's very hard for us to have Morophon stick since he has 6 life, unless you have put a Hive Lord down before, which that scenario is not going to happen too often. So we have a couple Nameless Inversions just to answer, Meddling Mage as well, and other problematic creatures that are going to stop us from being able to go off. Instead of Remand, you could put Remand in place of this, but for now, I think Nameless Inversion, because of Asmo and the food decks being around, we want this as our interaction for the most part. And then our last card here, Thrilling Discovery, is just your Cathartic Reunions 4 through 6. But with the upside, since this mana base that we'll get to here in a little bit is very painful, Thrilling Discovery essentially makes it so Mana Confluence, City of Brass, you tap those, it doesn't cost you life technically anymore, because now Thrilling Discovery is going to gain you that life back. I mean, there's still the awkwardness between a burn matchup and them bolting you, but at least you're not losing life, essentially, with this card, where you will still lose life with the Cathartic Reunion. And these are just great dig spells, and what we have removed for the Cathartic Reunion and the Thrilling Discovery package, we've removed Shimmer and also Search for Glory. The reasons for that is I wanted to be able to match the lists, and those were the weakest cards, plus the fact of this is still drawing you 3, both of them will, and it's not bad to draw 3 and also set up for your next game plan. So Personally, I was skeptical at first, but I'm really coming around to the idea that maybe this should actually be in the stock Sorophon somehow, fit in there. Anyway, getting to the mana base, we still got our breeding pool. We got 2 City of Brass now. I wanted to make sure that we had our mana base pretty set up to be able to cast, green, red, black, whatever we need. So I went heavier on the Wooper lands. We have our Gemstone Mines. I went down to 3 to fit a City of Brass in, just because I don't want to be stuck in a situation where we don't have the mana and our lands are dying on us as much. Mana Confluence, obviously from the stock list. Murmuring Boss, my number 1 fan here. I love this card. Reflecting Pool. The new land that we put in, Sacred Foundry. This is purely just for the cathartic reunions and thrilling discovery, but it also helps that it has white to still cast our Eladomri's calls and whatnot. Let's see, we have a forest and a plains. I took out the swamp because it's only really needed for Nameless Inversion and Sword Impervious Bloodlord. Dredgecape, usually you're just getting it out of the graveyard. And we have plenty of Woober lands to kind of cover the black cost. Stomping Grounds is from the original list, and so is Temple Garden and our 4 Windswept Heath because they are the OG. Getting to the sideboard here, I wouldn't worry too much about the sideboard in this video. This is just more test cards that I need to test against the onslaught of new decks that are out there. But we have our Cavern of Souls for counter matchups, Thoughtseize for control, counter, discard matchups, and combo. This is to kill Teferis, problematic permanents that are stopping you from going off, Pithing Needles, stuff like that. Defense Grid, again, for the control matchup. And and matchups that have like very specific removal, or even if they're using a lot of the evoke creatures, this will help you out in that department. Pyroclasms for the go low and wide decks. Force of Vigors for your Amulet Titans, your Urza Sagas, your Pithing Needles. There's plenty of artifacts out there right now with the food deck and using Asmode to get the cookbook and all that stuff. So this card is really good at 2, but this sideboard is going to be changing most likely, so this is why I'm not going to put a whole lot of emphasis right here. Grief for a free way to make sure the coast is clear. I mean, obviously it costs us a card, but usually we have an extra card in hand when that needs to go off. Or, we can cascade into it, and it also makes sure the coast is clear of a possible cryptic command that they're going to try to tap our team and tap us out or whatnot. Leyline of Sanctity, obviously all-star against all discard matchups. You always bring it in against a discard matchup. I don't think there's any time that you wouldn't. But it's great. And sometimes in certain matchups, it's the thing we need to make sure we get. If we can't... Well, I mean, in this version, it's a little different because we have the Dredgecape plan as a backup plan, so we don't have to rely super heavily on Leyline of Sanctity in the discard matchup, but it's still very good against Burn, Storm, other decks like that. And yeah, so that's basically what Sregophon is. Just trying to make our matchups against discard and control a little bit better, while also still retaining a more consistent combo that is resilient and not so reliant on Sorin, because that's always been the linchpin that can also pinch us so that we can lose games that way. But anyway, we're going to get to the deck. We're going to get to the video now. You'll hear my voice come in and out. Just know that I'm not going to talk through the whole thing, but in certain parts I'm going to talk about why decisions were made and everything like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and we'll see you at the video.
what is one life to save many? Weak. You cannot hurt my hollow soul.
Hey guys, hope you've enjoyed the video so far. You guys are probably wondering why I kept put in defense grid. Usually whenever there's a blue matchup, I always fear of counter spells. So if you never did see what they were doing or have a possible inkling of counter spells or anything like that, it's always good to bring in defense grids. You know, especially if you got game one. Just want to make sure that you know you're set up to have your combo go off and not be interacted with.
I guess you'll do. You have only won a battle. I wield true power. You mortals never learn.
Anyway, here again, this is a whole. I saw blue. I want to keep defense grid. Later, I do know that this is a combo deck instead of a control deck. So now I'm just going to take him out in the next game. But again, the reason for bringing those defense grids in is because I saw blue, instantly think counterspell, instantly think interaction, and I need to stop it.
taste of my power. These childish games bore me.
And right here, you'll see that this actually should be Morophon that comes out of the graveyard, not Hive Lord, because you'll see the 5-color mana. Yeah, this is an error.
cost you dearly. Violence is met by violence. The blood is the life. You lost what little trust I had. Do not defy aristocracy.
Now, right here, I know that you guys are going to probably think I'm a little scumbaggy, but I make him tap everything out because, you know, online people aren't going to be nice to you, especially in tournaments, and I just want to prove a point that if you're going to play a deck that takes a lot of tapping like this, just know that people will not concede to you automatically just because you have the win. And we're also a brew deck. We have to take our outs when we can get them. I know it's not the right thing to do, but people will take advantage of you too if you let them online. So it's just kind of the nature of what you see.
bloodline flows through you. House Markov grows stronger.
And right here, you're going to see the importance of ley line of sanctity. It's just, when you see black, you want that ley line, because you know that they most likely have discard, and it's your best way of ensuring that you don't have to fight the uphill battle to win.
I have arrived to contain you, uncultured monsters. Darkness will always return. Sorrow is wasted on the weak. nothing beyond my own obligations. Depart Innistrad immediately, or you will taste my blade. I am familiar with difficult decisions. desired minions.